Here we go. On the road.
You are listening to Voices from the Diaspora.
Good day, listeners. Once again, as usual for our program, we have the interview segment. And on this week's interview program, we've got Mr. Andrew Kiley, who is an engineer by profession, but also a politician of the leading opposition party in Sierra Leone, that is the Sierra Leone People's Party. Mr. Kiley contested for the flag bearership the last time and pulled a very impressive result, even though he had to step aside or rather had to accept defeat in the hands of Brigadier Julius Madabiu. Well, having said that, Mr. Kiley has maintained a very reputable track record, and for most members of the party, he's been lauded as the unifying force. And in this particular interview, we shall look at just how much effort Mr. Kiley is making to unify his party, which is in dire need of reconciliation and moving forward. Welcome to the interview, Mr. Kiley.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kiley, first question, I have been asking so many SLPP members this question. Is the SLPP in crisis?
Yes, the SLPP is in crisis, but I don't look at it as a crisis that will last ad infinitum. I think that common sense will prevail, and there are various moves made by various parties within the party itself to be able to put paid some of these problems, and I believe that we'll get over them. But yes, it is true to say that the SLPP is in crisis right now.
Okay, yeah. With that, why the need of? Why did you come up, you and some members of the SLPP, come up with this particular project called Movement for the Transformation of the SLPP? That is MTS. Why the need?
Well, first of all, after the last elections, we had expected that the first thing any sane party would do would be to take stock of what the problems were and try to address them. It seems like people have not realized that we lost two successive elections in 2007 and 2012. People are frustrated that there is fractures in fighting within the party, which actually results in actual physical fighting. That in 2007 there was a breakaway PNDC group. That after the flag bearer elections, the last time you had some people defect from the party. After the primaries for the parliamentary elections, people defected. We're finding it difficult to raise funds. Our constitution is being flouted willy-nilly. So we looked at all of these issues and found out that, in fact, instead of people looking at these issues in depth and finding out how they can sort them out, we've been busy doing other things and fighting ourselves, and actually just talking about the flag bearership as if that is the only thing that the party should be looking forward to. So we got together and said, look, let's start an organization that will address some of these issues. And that's how MTS was formed. We started the concept here. We got in touch with some people abroad who incidentally had been thinking the same way, and we put our heads together and came up with this concept of having the movement for the transformation of SLPP, MTS.
Talking about, I heard you talking about people who have defected to the PMDC. In one way, it is a positive move to bring them back to the fold. Well, in another, are you sure that the present members of the SLPP are ready to forgive and embrace the brothers who had left?
First of all, I just mentioned that as one of the symptoms of disunity of the problems we have in the party. And it's not my intention really to dwell on that particular aspect. That is part of the fundamental problem of the party, that we have had all these problems basically because we don't have tolerance for each other and respect for each other within the party. We try to resolve problems by violent means. We don't have respect for the rule of law. Many people don't put party above self, and then there is no financial probity. All of these things need to be put in place. If they're put in place, then it will be easy to have a reconciliation process that calls people to come back home. Be it the PMDC people, be it SLPP people who are disaffected from the more recent elections. I think what the MTS actually stands for is to address these problems, that we should have tolerance for each other, that we should resolve problems by peaceful means, have respect for each other, have financial probity. More or less returning to the core values of the SLPP also, which is one country, one people. Because the SLPP is dying in the northern province and in the western area. It's mainly becoming a southeastern political outfit. And we cannot win elections by just appealing to 40% of the electorate. We have to be much more amenable and much more accommodating of what is happening in the entire country.
I must say this. I can really feel sincerity in just what you've said, that the SLPP is dying in the north and the west. It takes a man to accept that particular fact. But thank you very much. And in the same vein, talking about trying to unite the party, there are newspaper reports which indicated that when the MTS was formed, it did not receive the support of a certain faction in the party. What will you say to this?
Well, things don't usually pick up as you would want them to right at the start. We know it's an uphill battle, but we're quite sure we're going to circumvent all of these problems. First of all, I need to reiterate that the MTS is not flag-bearer based. One of the things that we actually said was we don't discuss the issue of flag-bearership, individuals for flag-bearership, or even individuals for various party offices in the MTS, because we realize that this is what brings division within the party. Even though I'm an ex-aspirant, I realize that other people, and we all realize other people have got to join MTS, and there are a whole lot of former aspirants and big wigs in the party who are members. We invited everybody to the launching ceremony, and we sent invitation letters to all of them to become members. Some have chosen to become members, some have chosen not to. But we think that in the end, a lot of common sense will prevail, and people will see that we actually bent on running MTS like a proper organization that keeps to the ideals, the core principles of the party, and does not necessarily play up to individuals.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good to hear that. We wish you well and your and the other. Final question, Mr. Kiley. Now we understand that some of the members of the MTS are living abroad. I don't know, but there is a feeling among those of us in the diaspora that our compatriots back home don't normally take to us wholeheartedly. So by that I mean it's like they at times try to alienate us. Do you think you'll be able to manage members of the diaspora and members back home?
Well, this is the beauty of MTS. A lot of people are falsely thinking of the fact that MTS is an overseas organization. MTS is as local as it is overseas based. We have coordinators here. We've started reaching out. I've done lots of radio programs in Bo and Kailaun and Kenema, and it's received rave reviews. We have had membership from top party members. We have also had membership from grassroots members of the party. I was just in Bo last week, and I had to talk with Reverend Moriba and others, and they're forming the provincial branches. MCS is here to stay, and it's not just an overseas organization, but we're very grateful to our brothers overseas. They provide ideas, they provide the financing. We also provide some ideas and financing here. So it's a symbiotic relationship. It's not an overseas-based organization. Far be it from it. We're going to popularize MCS, and it's going to be a grassroots, an organization that goes right from the grassroots, right to the top echelons of the party. And we have started this, and before very long, you will know that MCS is here to stay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kiley, for accepting our invitation to this interview.
Yeah.
And be assured that we, the Voices of Diaspora Radio Project, will try to give the support we can to your party, especially, well, I don't mean your party, to this particular project, as long as it has to do with the unification of people so that there will be peace in our motherland. Thank you once again for joining us in this interview.
Yeah, I can assure you that we'll try to bring unity within the party, but let me hasten to say we're not the only group within the party. We'll do our own bit, and we'll work within the confines of what the Constitution says. If we want to change anything, we'll change it constitutionally, but we won't go against the SLPP Constitution. And the first thing that we'll start investigating will be try to sponsor a project that looks into why we did not perform as well as we thought in the last election. And if you look at it, the statistics are very glaring. APC had up to 22% in Kailon, which is our stronghold. I mean, when we come up with those kind of statistics, we should really sit down and think, should we actually be fighting for flag bearership now, or should we be trying to reform the party? And MTS says reforming the party is a priority. So we'll go ahead with our project.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you very much, Mr. Kiley, and good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. All right, bye.
Venu la femme, c'était l'histoire d'Adam et Ève dans le jardin d'Éden. C'était le bonheur, puis vint la trahison. À cause du fruit du péché, chérie, nous souffrons toi et moi. Et Dieu créa l'homme, de l'homme venu la femme. C'était l'histoire d'Adam et Ève dans le jardin d'Éden. C'était le bonheur, puis vint la trahison.
Hello listeners, this is Voices from the Diaspora. As you know, every week we try to give you an interview with someone either from the government of Sierra Leone or someone working on something that would be of public interest. Today we have Moitu Kaikai, and he would be interviewed by my colleague Society Tunis. I hope you'll have a brilliant time listening to them, and I believe it's going to be very promising. This weekend we are discussing domestic violence, and Society will be interviewing Mr. Kaikai on this topic and the work that he does in relation to this. So have a good evening, enjoy yourself, and over to you, Sophia.
Okay. Thank you, Kari. Our guest today is the Honorable Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Mr. Moitu Kaikai. A very warm welcome to you, Honorable.
Yeah, good evening to you, and good evening to listeners.
Yeah. First we'll start. How do you see your new appointment as Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs Minister? Is it more involving than your previous role?